You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys. Good evening or good morning, depending on when you guys are listening to this episode. It is actually late night for us. I got my beautiful wifey for lifey here. What's up, babe?
Hey, I'm surprised you're having me on after last episode.
Dude, last episode that you were on a couple weeks ago was probably my...
It wasn't even a couple weeks ago. It was like
2 weeks ago.
Oh, it was Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's true.
Which is about 3 weeks ago by now, actually. It's crazy how time flies.
Wow, yeah.
The holidays just go fast, don't they? But that was probably one of my favorite episodes. If you guys did not listen, we dropped it like during Thanksgiving week. And so maybe you guys might have had a little hiatus on the podcast. Maybe spending some time with family, that weekend, maybe do some holiday shopping. But if you missed that Friday, I think it was the Friday episode, right? That one was it
was a special one.
That was the worst, best episode I've ever done on the podcast. So I think it's definitely one of my favorites and a gem. But how's everything going with you? What's new? How you been?
Good.
Yeah.
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 Still alive.
Still alive. What does that mean?
You haven't killed me yet.
Oh, because of the podcast? Yeah. No. If you guys did not listen to the show, Liz and I did an episode about being thankful and grateful, and it was a fun 25, 30-minute little just kind of powwow. We're just kind of hanging out one night, late night. We're actually in our living room in our apartment, living the dream. We had a little faux fireplace here, and Christmas tree is lit up. It's dark, so
it looks so nice.
It's a beautiful tree, beautiful fireplace.
Best compliment I've ever gotten on my Christmas tree was your mom the other night, that it looks like it's something out of a mall.
Your mother-in-law, my mom, said that it looked absolutely beautiful and looks like it's out of a mall.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
It's a great compliment.
Yeah.
And then your mother-in-law's been loving me lately, so...
My mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she likes you better than me.
Yeah, especially earlier today. That's a whole other story. But so any which way, that episode was really funny. And then the last 15, 20 minutes, we just kind of lost it.
We started talking about Keanu Reeves. I don't remember how it came up. But...
Which I'm really excited about, talking about Keanu, because in 3 weeks, at least at the time of this episode, Matrix 4.
Oh, yeah. You and my mom are probably going to go see it.
I actually asked Rob if he wants to go. Rob's a big movie guy, and Rob, Mark, Dave, all those guys, they have their little posse. And I said, hey, not to be the chaperone of the group, but I said, do you guys want to go see Matrix 4? He goes, I'm definitely seeing it that week. I don't know what our plans are.
Brian's lawn maintenance outing.
Sounds like a business right off to me.
Employee Appreciation Day.
Employee Appreciation Day, manager
Taking
meeting.
the kids to the movies.
Hey, kids, get some gobstoppers and some milk duds. Get whatever you want. It's on the house. No, actually, things are going really, really good for the business, too, because we actually had a couple plow runs just about the last week of November. Got that in on the end-of-month invoicing. And then... which is funny because, like, if you guys live in the Midwest, I don't know if your invoices have ever looked like this, but it's like lawn maintenance, maybe snow,
and then cleanup, and then maintenance.
Yeah, then salt run, run, and it's like, how'd you guys get the leaves done in between there? Wasn't there snow on the ground? You're like, no, it was 3 inches of snow, came and went. Then we did a leaf cleanup 4 days later. Then 3 more inches of snow came and went, or 2 inches of snow came and went. Then there was a bunch of salt runs because it was 7 degrees. And then literally, as we were shooting this episode right now, the next 2 days were rain, supposedly. And then next week is in the 50s. Like 50.
What?
Dude, I saw almost
December.
I saw no lie, 60 degrees almost on Thursday next week.
I don't like it when the season ends like this. I like things tied up, in nice little packages. Like,
yeah. Well, you see those Instagram posts. It's like, you are here, fake winter, pre-winter, real winter. Then it's like spring.
Second summer.
Yeah, fake spring, real summer, fake summer, third summer, second. Well, last year was fake, rain season, spring.
Monsoon season for like 7 months.
Yeah. Well, any which way. So we're going into the holidays. We're super. We're in like kind of chill mode, like enjoying family time together right now. We've been able to sleep until 7, 8 o'clock. I mean, baby wakes up at 5:36, but then kind of just lays down and is kind of just chilling out a little bit, and then we've been getting up about 7:38, 8:30, which is kind of nice change of pace versus. just getting up, getting out there. Like so many of you guys, if we can't do snow and we can't do leaves, it's kind of a limbo day. I just try to do some office stuff. I've been actually working.
You've gotten a lot done.
I have gotten a ton done. We're doing end of year stuff. We're getting some training courses and programs on the Entrepreneur Academy website already loaded up there. We'll have 6 new resources, quality resources like solid documents and resources that are going to drop January 1st. So if you guys, or the first week of January, my goal is January 1st. But if you guys have the whole ball of wax, you get all those upgrades for free, lifetime upgrades, lifetime updates. So if you guys are thinking about getting the whole ball of wax, it's 20% off through Christmas Eve for promo code ALLIN20. So many people are taking advantage of that sale. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, the next 6 resources that come out are going to be a banger. We have 3 more after that. And even another course that we're going to be shooting this winter that'll come out by next fall. So it's an incredible deal, and the price is definitely going to go up probably February or March for the whole ball of wax and for coaching calls. So get them now, book them now if you guys want it. But we've been taking advantage of the couple days off and just kind of hanging out. But the reason for this episode is we've been winning, we've been having fun, things have been going well, but we unfortunately have some not so fun news.
Yeah, we pretty much had the rug pulled out from underneath us.
Yeah, it's not always wins, that's what we talk about all the time, like on Instagram and, YouTube. It's kind of like a highlight reel. We're guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of it, I think, to some degree, but we've really tried to share the wins and the losses. And we've been, pretty public with, we had a miscarriage about a year ago. There's wins and losses, man. And it's one of those things where you're trying as hard as you can, and sometimes things work out, sometimes things don't work out. And this year, we've been literally just living below our means, saving money, putting a gob of money in the bank, just kind of hanging out. And so any which way, long story short, we're kind of postponing the build of the house, unfortunately, for about another 6, maybe 9 months, probably about a good solid 6 months, which kind of stinks.
It stinks. It's really not what we wanted to do. We had pushed it out from the spring, summer this year until the fall. And then again, now we're pushing it out again.
Well, we originally we were going to break ground in July. Mm-hmm. I wanted to just put some more money in the bank. Interest rates were coming down. We also were watching wood prices, lumber prices. I mean, when you're building a little $200,000 home, it's like, who cares? I guess it's all relative at every level. But the home that we're building is going to be a nice home. It's going to be a forever home. It's going to be a nice luxury home. It's just something that we want to grow into. And just, live in there forever. I was talking to my builder. He goes, well, you never know. He goes, 10 years from now, you might be building another home and sell this one off. I'm like, I don't know about that. But he did that. I think this is a second or third build. And he goes, he's like, I never thought I'd build again for myself personally. Yeah. So he's in the process of building a new custom home for himself, which is awesome. And we'll probably be able to go tour it once it's kind of getting built a little bit.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, he definitely wants to extend that offer to us. Our guy, Mike Miller, super cool dude. If you guys ever need a luxury home in Metro Detroit, Michigan, he's your guy. Just prepare to come to the table with a couple bucks and a couple commas, you know what I'm saying? But
it's just so crazy. Like the cost of our home is up 20%.
Yeah, without sharing numbers.
Too far into it. But.
Yeah, without sharing a bunch of numbers, what happened was the cost of the home is 20% more than I expected, and the appraisal came in about 15 to 20% less than expected, which is weird because the cost of the home should appraise for what it is, and the cost of my land has appraised for what we paid for it, what we own it for right now. So long story short, if you kind of do those numbers. Now, the 20% of the home costing more money, that is basically the economic impact of the cost of goods.
Yeah.
Period, case closed. Because our home, not to throw out numbers there, but it's about $150,000 to $200,000 more.
Additionally.
That is $150
in lumber alone.
Yeah, $150 is lumber.
Appliances. That's not cabinetry. That's not flooring.
Well, $150 of it's lumber-ish. $150 to $170, and the rest of everything else another $40,000-$50,000. And that's actually not the end of the world. It's really weird because we've been on this 3 or 4 year journey now of paying off bills and debt and putting money in the bank. We've stockpiled quite a bit of cash in the bank. But you know what? We're trying just like you guys are, and we're honest. Here's one thing I was trying to do on the podcast. Sorry, just smack myself with my put my sleeves up and getting into it, is like we've always tried to like share the middle. Like we're in the middle, you know, like of like the journey. Like you see like the millionaires and billionaires and super successful people and like the overnight success stories, which we've all know they've been grinding for 20, 30 years. Like they have the car, they have the Ferrari, they're putting out the motivational content. They're like, just hustle, man, just hustle. Like it'll all work out. And you're like, and when you're broke and you're like in the middle or even at the beginning, you're like, how do I get from here to there? How do I get from here to there? And so like, I'd say 5, 7, 8 years ago, we were pretty destitute. You know, we did not have, we had no money to our name. We had no nice things, no nice cars, no nice anythings. And then this last, 4, 5, 6 years especially, we've been really learning so much from the industry, learning so much from the community, pouring it out there as well. And we've got out of debt. We put a bunch of money in the bank along the way. But I guess the frustrating part of this is like, even though we like have been doing everything right and we're getting all of our ducks in a row and doing this, and this.
Like we should have been more than fine. We should have been way more than fine. And, there's always things that come up that are unforeseen in business and in life. And so shame on us for not, I guess, I don't know if we really could have done anything else differently. We kind of put it all out there as much as we could, like, left it all on the line every single season.
And we didn't really count our chickens before the hatch. Is that what they say? We had things in line.
Yeah. And we honestly could make it work a lot sooner than, 6 to 9 months, but we want to do it right. We want to, we waited so long for this home. Was another couple of months to make sure that, we feel good throughout the process, that we don't have to stop or go backwards in our lifestyle throughout the process. Like we're going to be able to enjoy it. And, and
this isn't like a woe is me kind of a podcast or anything. No. We don't want any like, you don't have to shoot us 25 DMs and say, oh, it's okay, guys, like hang in there. It's pretty interesting because I was on the phone with Britt Dowd yesterday, talking to him about, we were just talking about some other stuff. And he's like, hey, how's the home build going? And I'm like, it's actually kind of postponed for about 6 to 9 months. And he's like, oh, dude, what happened? So I was just super transparent. We were talking numbers, a little this, a little that. And he goes, dude, the exact same stuff happened to us about 18 months ago. And he's got a whole story to tell. I'm not going to take his thunder on a story.
My first question when you told me you talked to him, I was like, so did he ever get his house built? Like,
which they did. Yes. And Britt's a man of faith as well. And I really respect Britt and what he's got to say. And so he was giving me some encouragement and I was, taking it because I needed some at that time. Because long story short, Thursday, Friday, we're about to close on the loan.
We just for perspective, we went from, okay, you guys should be good to close next week. We're going to, start the dig process.
The dig is going to start after Christmas.
Fence up and we have all these things in place and we're really ready to go. I mean, our permits are ready to be picked up to
full e-break.
Full e-break in an email from our loan officer.
Yeah. And
Squid McGee.
Well, and I don't want to throw anything against him because it's not really him.
It's a phone call.
It's the appraisal that came in low, and then the cost of the build, which is a little bit on us, but not really because it's just, dude.
So it is common for custom homes to come in a little lower, because you put things in them that add value to you as the home builder, but not necessarily market value.
Sure.
There's a few things in the house that we have in there that we knew. It has value to us, but probably not anybody else.
Right.
But the amount is just so drastic that we did not expect that much. And a lot of it is, I think, the cost of goods is so much higher, and then the market, as crazy as home prices are here, I think custom home build appraisals still haven't caught up with the cost of goods yet.
And we're in this weird luxury homes
for luxury homes, because it was hard to find comps in the area as well. So
it's still bullshit though because it came in 20% less than what it should be, and we can what do they say? It's called a rebuttal or something. You can push back, get more comps, get a couple different appraisals. Each one's $600.
But see, the thing is, so like you were saying on Thursday, Friday, whatever, when we got this email, I'm not gonna lie, for the next 3 days or so, we were really down about it.
We cried so much.
We took turns being the down one, and then the other one was no, it's okay. And then you're okay, switch. But remember moving into here, like that feeling of before we knew that we could move into where we live now, we were living in a 700 square foot apartment. If there's new listeners, I mean, we lived there for 7 years. Yep. 12-year-old carpet, mold on the ceiling that we used to get, like a spray. The office would give us a can of spray paint once a year.
The white kills.
Yeah, to spray our ceiling that's covered in mold. Like something so sketch about that looking back. But anyways, so we wanted to move out of there, obviously. And we finally got to a place in business and life where we felt comfortable doing so. Things are expensive around here. And this one place we wanted to move was a luxury complex built right down the road. We drove by it.
Don't say the name this time.
I won't say the name. Drove by watching it, be built and stuff. And, we're building the dream for each other. Like, yeah, one day we're going to live there and, things are going to be clean and we're not going to have to listen to our neighbors, go at it at 3 a.m. and, or the creepy man down the street isn't going to have to watch us walk in at, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, you're going to live in like a nice place. And then we apply and it was this whole mess and we're trying to force it. We're trying to, there was no reason we shouldn't have qualified to live there, but we were just like banging our head against a brick wall with them. It was horrible. You thought we were going to get out of this place and then to be told no. And it was just not working. We made each other so miserable.
6 months later, my brother and sister-in-law moved into there with flying colors.
A lot more than they did. But anyways, and I just remember thinking like, why isn't this happening? Why is this so hard? This just shouldn't be
this
difficult. But we were so upset. We were so emotionally unstable about it that it was just a tumultuous, months process. Like it wasn't like a matter of like weeks. I mean, we went back and forth with them for a while. And then lo and behold, when we let go and let God, this place opened up. I don't even know if they pulled credit for us to move here.
No, they literally applied us in 5 minutes and we were in.
Yeah.
Which is how it should have been at the other place.
And it's at this place, they're about the same, but there's certain things that we like, hear more, like the location's better. We didn't even know this place existed when we're fighting tooth and nail to get in a place that we obviously weren't meant to be.
Yeah.
And just looking back at that and like, yeah, we did have our 3 days when we were told, hey, can't build your dream home yet. Like you're going to have to put it off in the next couple months. Like, yeah, we did cry. Yeah, we did get upset, but not like we've grown, I think, as people.
That's a great perspective because interestingly enough, and by the way, not to deter anybody for that wants to build your own custom home, just make sure you come to the table with more cash than you need. And we knew that. We knew it's going to take time.
The thing is, we were prepared to do that and it wasn't enough.
That's so funny because
being told like your best isn't good enough sucks.
Well, and that's why I did that podcast on the Monday episode that we just did 2 days ago. I was very, very mad. So that's a very righteous, angrily talk about me making more money because that was the conversation I came off of on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Long story short, I was sharing this with somebody, but I'm sick and tired of being denied things,
Yeah.
and that's just, I don't know if it's a dude thing, a male thing, or an alpha thing. I don't think anybody wants to be denied or, there's a velvet rope you can't be on the other side of or an exclusive something you can't be a part of. And it just frustrates me.
As soon as this came through, I read it and I knew, I was like, oh, Brian is about to work so much harder. I don't know if we have capacity to, but
I do.
Here we go.
I didn't.
It was like I could feel, you're getting on a roller coaster and it's like the click, 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 click. That's what this winter is, like the click, click.
2021 was a joke compared to what we did. We did more in 21 than we did from 16 to 20 combined. And we'll make sure that what we do in 22, and it's not doing more in whatever, it's probably doing less, but working smarter, better, more intelligently, more effectively in everything, in every capacity, both for the lawn care company and our YouTube channel and, and all this other mess. And just really what that really means is helping more people. Like if I help, 2, 4, 5 million people in views on YouTube, we're going to get 20 million views. And if it's helping, 100 coaching calls, we'll do 250 coaching calls. It's just, I'm ready to just pour it out there because it's just so frustrating. If you ever build a custom home, they always say budget 10% more money and 10% more time, which is kind of what we did. We were literally ready to close, and we got some of the final bids back, and we actually went through the sworn statement with our builder. You get this whole 80 item line item, kind of Excel file.
We weren't even good with how much more expensive the house was.
Sure.
We were fine with it. The problem is the bank will only lend you 85%.
80% on that number. Yeah. So when it's 20% more and the valuation comes in 20% less,
you owe 40% more.
Yeah, which was not going to happen because I was like, yeah, I could maybe make that work and do some horse trading, but I'm like, it's so long story short, folks, we're going to be sitting in our apartment for at least another 6-12 months before we build a home. Then it's a 12-month process. And And I know we want to share about it because we know that you guys care and that we know that you guys care about us. And I have so many folks that reach out and say, hey, and we encourage you guys, you encourage us. We're not like this top-down YouTuber or top-down influencer or top-down podcast.
Clearly, we don't have it all figured out after our last episode together. I'm sure that's pretty obvious.
Well, that's fine. Well, and the interesting thing is too right now, like every single person, I don't know if you guys can relate to this part, but it seems like every other person is doing their shop build, building their dream shop, building their home, building their custom home. And it's just really frustrating. Like on my YouTube feed specifically, it's nothing but, once you watch one video, you get recommended more of the same. So I'm watching all these like Mormon YouTubers build their beautiful like white Napa Valley homes, and God bless them, and all the Dare Leaves, alumni, and they're just killing the game. I'm watching the Stradman, the guy with the purple Lambo and all that mess. I watched that dude since he probably had, I don't know, 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers. I've watched that guy for many, many, many years, and he's building this like, dude, 15,000 square foot like shop home. It's crazy. It's gonna be like probably $4 or $5 million, and he's going in his videos are the same thing. Huge money, overruns, extra costs, all this other mess, and little rant here for 10 seconds for anybody who politically thinks the other way and you think that things are going well, like you're just bad confused. And I'm just going to like work.
I don't know how you look at what's happening in the world right now and you think things are okay.
No,
There's something wrong with you, honestly, if you think that.
I was just listening to Shapiro, and he's pretty unbiased, conservative dude. But he's also pretty unbiased. And he was reading all the stats and all the polls and all this mess. And, and it's like, people can just say whatever they want to say until you actually are like a business owner paying the taxes, or you're trying to get customers and you're dealing with people complaining about cost of things, or you're trying to hire people and you can't find them, or you're trying to hire them and they want $25 an hour to do nothing, or you're trying to build something like a business, or you're trying to build something like a home. You're not going to be able to stand on any kind of solid ground to have a substantive conversation with me that what you're proposing is going to work when I'm going through it, and what they're proposing is destroying people's ability to build. And not some luxury home. I'm just talking homes in general. All homes are just in the last 12, 18 months, 20% more expensive. The lumber, the labor, the steel.
It's not even homes. It's everything.
Everything. And if you think, and I just don't care anymore. Like, you guys know I'm a conservative dude, and I have conservative business practices and principles that we run our life by, and conservative politics. And you're listening to this podcast. You're an entrepreneur. It's like being a liberal who is pro-life. I just don't understand. It's the conflict of interest. And then you're going to be a conservative, but you're thinking that taxing the rich or taxing 40-50% or all this mess lines up. That's not how it works when you're an entrepreneur. You got to start figuring out who to vote for and get your stinking thinking figured out, because the long story short, we are literally people going through this process right now. We're not a victim of it, but we're realizing, like, dude, the home is 20% more in just 12 months. And I talked to my builder. I said, what's going to stop the home being 20% more 12 months from now? Because we're putting money in the bank, but apparently the rate that we're putting it in the bank, it's getting
isn't keeping up with inflation, obviously.
No. So people are like, oh, just give everybody stimulus, and build back better. It's the most horrible, stupid, real life, practical thing that's affecting everybody at the pump, everybody at the grocery store, and everybody with their physical residence buying or building a home. And it pisses me off. And people just, they think that what they're trying to do right now is working, and it's literally not for everybody listening to the show. And you know what? I just get sick and tired of it. I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. If you don't like it, turn the podcast off. It's not my problem, right? But I know what we're doing to win. And I talked about this once at a Launchpreneur Academy Live. I said, it doesn't matter if you're flying a jet and you're going 400 miles an hour and your airspeed, your ground speed is 300, but the airspeed is 400. You're going backwards 100 miles per hour in the air, if you will. You have to overcome the inertia in the sky, the speed in the sky. And so it's like you and I are going 300-400 miles an hour in this jet, but the wind is coming back at us at 500 miles an hour, whatever. And we're literally going backwards while going forward. Mm-hmm. And it's so frustrating. And
it's incredibly frustrating. And I'm so thankful. Like, this is why you get your shit together before the shit happens. You know
Seriously.
what I mean? Like, this is why we work so hard on our mentality. This is why we work so hard on keeping it together in our marriage. Like, so when crap like this happens, we're not, the world's on fire like we were 7 years ago trying to move out of that, or not 7 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago, moving out of that crappy apartment.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think that's
like losing our minds over it. Like, okay, we hit a bump in the road. This is our game plan. We just keep working the plan. We're on the right trajectory. Like, you know, there's some levers that we could, you know, flip up and change and, you know, work a little smarter. And this is why you guys listen to the podcast. This is why you associate with good people. This is why you know, work hard, you know, before you need it, kind of a thing. And
dig your well before you need it.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The snow plowing training course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs. Plus, there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
You said exactly like when I got off the email with the loan officer, I just started bawling because I'm like, I feel like an idiot. I feel like a loser. I'm like, there's no way I could have worked harder in 2021. Like we put a gob of money in the bank and it still wasn't good enough. And so many of you guys listening in, maybe you got some W's. Maybe you're building your custom home, like super cool. Send me an email. Send me your YouTube video. I want to watch. You know, like some of you guys are buying your truck and building your shop, and like we're not. We're not. And it's not because we're building some extravagant home or living above our means. We are literally living, I would bet you, out of anybody listening to the show and anybody we know, we live on a smaller percentage of our income compared to anybody.
For sure. We just decided instead of...
Because we don't do anything. We just are literally trying to chill out and just put money in the bank.
But, you know, we are trying to do things right. Like, we decided
we're trying to do it very right.
You know, we're debt-free again, which is huge. We paid off the truck,
paid
off the Tesla.
Yeah, there's some wins. So
we do have, you know, some things going for us.
Well, so 3 weeks ago, so we keep the lawn care company separate from the media company, and we get salaries from different, you know, each business. And we keep everything. We don't rob Peter to pay Paul or try to fudge one business to make the other one look good or anything, or, you know, what gets like we have to make sure that they're self-sufficient, standalone businesses and you know, projects and companies, right? So the lawn care company, we paid off the truck. We owed like $14,500. It wasn't a ton of money, but there's multiples in the account, and I'm thankful. We had a huge win. I texted Bedell. I think like once. I think I texted him like yesterday and then a week before and like 3 weeks before that. I'm like, dude, you're my boy. Like, look at what you helped me to do. And he's like, I'm so proud of you, man. He's like, you're just getting started. He's like, I'm like, I am just getting started. Like, and then, so what happened was, not to talk too much numbers, like, cause we're open, but long story short, like we ended up just paying off the Tesla because I was so pissed off. I needed a win that weekend. So we dropped $59,100 on the Tesla's $105,000. We paid that off in, 11 and a half, 12 months, you know, because we bought it December 28th or 29th before the end of the year, thank God, last year. Mm-hmm. So we were able to we put $35,000 down, and I just ended up paying it off because, long story short, I'm not going to be able to slap 50 at anything in the next 6, 8, 12 months. It's really going to make a dent in anything because the extra cash we need for the house we'll make in the next 6, 8, 9, 12 months.
That's like the most frustrating thing with this whole entire thing. If we change nothing... nothing, we will be in the perfect position just 6 to 9 months from now. And there's nothing we can do to speed up time.
No.
We did we're doing the right things. It's just...
I think maybe that's just like a small takeaway from the podcast for some of you guys listening in. Like, you're doing the right things. You're trying, you're laying the groundwork, laying the foundation. We talk about that all the time. Like, our cash flow is better than ever. Our debt load is at literally zero. We have no debt on anything, personal or business. We're probably going to keep it that way moving forward until I get into some real estate, because I cannot wait to leverage the hell out about 5,000 apartment doors. Whole nother story for a whole nother time. But it was just one of those things where, like, it's just still frustrating.
Yeah, well, this is why this is when you know that the world owes you. when you lay it all on the line, when you work, to capacity where you've got everything running on 8 cylinders and you've put in the work, you know that it's yours. Mm-hmm. And to be like denied it again is like, that's when the frustrating gets really frustrating, is because you've done it.
Yeah, now I'm aggressive.
now I'm aggressive. And so if you're out there and maybe you're not quite where you thought you'd be, or like you've done all the things, you've done all the right things. Say you have like some goals that you have every day, like I'm gonna I need to add more people to my route when this certain neighborhood, and you've passed out the flyers, you've asked for referrals from your current clients, that you've done all the things, and you're just waiting for it to come in. You've done it. The world owes you, and you just gotta wait.
Well, and that's really good. And I immediately said, let's go to work. I didn't say I was a victim. I didn't say whatever. I just said, fine, it is what it is. But I know a number now, and when you have a goal, and now I can chip away at it, right, and I can work my way backwards from it. I always talk about that on the podcast. Figure out how you want to live and work your way backwards.
As long as the cheese doesn't move again.
As long as they don't move the cheese again. Well, I talked to my builder. I said, what happens if things are 20% more expensive 12 months from now? He goes, we don't foresee that happening. But if that happens,
we're buying an RV and we're just parking on the land, and that will be it.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. So the home will be fine, but I you know what I did this last 2 days? I said, fine, I'm already on the phone with Postcard Mania. Some of you guys saw my Instagram post from just yesterday, and we're getting mailer campaigns out for lawn service. We're getting mailer campaigns out for aeration overseeding. We have probably a 10,000 customer route section of town between some major mile roads for us. So. That radius of people is probably another 10,000 homes. We're gonna send out postcards, and I'm going all in. I'm gonna aerate the planet. Okay,
But do you guys see? Okay, this is what is so cool to me about being a business owner. If we work traditional jobs, as people say, oh, it's reliable income. It's the safe thing to do.
Sure.
You can't pivot like this.
No.
Do you guys understand?
Oh, gosh.
You are holding the reins of your life. Nobody else is holding them. You are directing it. You need to pivot. You need to make $50,000 more. Go figure it out. You own your own business. You have the ability to do this.
Right.
You just got to put in the work.
Can you imagine being
it's
stuck in a job?
It's exhilarating, isn't it?
It is. Can you imagine being stuck in a job and then having the same exact scenario that we're going through? Like, if you were an employee...
At this point, you just throw up your hands and build a hut instead of a house. I don't know what you do.
I think that's why the employee people literally go buy an RV and then just do YouTube, like RV van life. And I don't blame them. Because if they want to go get rich, getting views... I'm not trying to get rich with YouTube, not on the first channel. I don't think there's an audience for that on the lawn care. You're just not going to pull in 50, 100, 200 million views. Maybe, but and that's what you need to really make, 6-7 figures with YouTube. I'm trying to find the right people on my first channel. I'm not trying to get mowing tall grass, 20 million views. 20 million views of the wrong people to me is pointless. I want to talk to the entrepreneurs out there, the lawn landscape bros, and really help those people out. Now, on the second channel, I plan to vlog, the house build, maybe traveling a little bit more here instead. We'll get some views, and we'll be little family vlogger YouTuber people while I aerate Monday through Friday and just crush it out there. Because I literally plan to do 5,000 aerations at $150 a pop. I figure that's my 50, 75 grand, and then bank another 100 along the way in the next 6-12 months. That's a good game plan right there. We can do that. It's just to go back to something you said earlier, and this is kind of like my last point, is just when we were done bawling our eyes out a half dozen times each, taking turns, because it was a rough lull of a weekend. I didn't get mad, I didn't get bitter, I didn't get resentful, I didn't get victimhood. I just said, fine, it is what it is. Like, we're already putting in the work. Even if it took 12, 18 months, it is, it's fine. Like, we are doing the work, like you said. And that's what a lot of you guys listening in, you're doing the work, and time is going to work for you or against you. It's going to expose you or it's going to promote you. And so if you're doing, that's right out of The Slight Edge and the Compound book by Darren Hardy. It's one of my favorite lines and one of my favorite books. So if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, time is going to expose you or it's going to promote you. Well, it's going to expose you either way, but it's going to promote you or hurt you. So if you're not doing little daily things to make a successful year, time's going to expose that. And if you are, it's going to expose that. And 12, 18 months from now, tops, 6 to 9 months from now, 12, 18 tops, we'll be able to build what we're doing, and it'll all be water under the bridge. But my point is that you and I didn't have a knockout, drag out fight where we pointed fingers at each other. We didn't tear anybody else down that's building their custom stuff, like all these other custom home builders. That's what we do. We watch these people on YouTube all the time. We'll flip on the TV. We don't watch a bunch of stupid movies all the time. We're always watching like YouTube home builds and watching HGTV stuff.
And Keanu
Reeves movies. Personal real life example, the Almonds are building their shop. They closed on their shop yesterday, which is super cool. I didn't go, like we should be too or whatever, or get mad or bitter or resentful. Like you and I think we're literally clipping through stories and saying, "Do you see this or there?" And then little Zeke's like on his little 4-wheeler and he's zipping around, and I'm like, I'm just so happy for them, like knowing that we're gonna get ours too, and we just have to do the work, keep going through the motions. Like it's not gonna be an end of the world kind of scenario. It's gonna come for us too, and so. I guess my whole point is just the transparency here is saying like, hey, here's an interesting thing too. Like, I'm sure somebody's thinking, well, you just make the home smaller. Well, I'm not making my dreams smaller. I'm going to own up. Jim Rohn said, don't ask for it to get easier, ask for you to get better. And so what did I do? I said, hey, we get a second rig, a second truck, a second route, do this and this. Robin and hire another guy. Robin and Mark will do this. We'll do this. There's 50. Here's another 50 here. Let's do this. And now we have less debt going out, less cash flow. We make another 20-50 with that. I said, this could be no big deal in 6 months.
We actually got excited about it. Like, I'm not kidding when I say I find this exhilarating as business owners. Like, this is what we live for. This is like when somebody punches you in the face, either you tuck tail and run or like you buck up and you fight. And like, this is where you buck up and fight. And I love this. I feel so like awake now. It's a weird feeling because we haven't made it by any means, but we've been very comfortable the last, I'd say, year.
This year.
Very, very comfortable. And I hate it. I hate it. I love this. Like, this is my jam. Like, I'm awake. Like, I feel like
so a fight.
Yeah, I like a good fight.
And it's one thing, like, when you're going to coast into the finish line, I want to run into the finish line.
Right.
And have, like, the smoke of battle on me even more versus just, like, coasting, Because we haven't been coasting, but we've been living so below. Dude, I'm telling you, people are like, oh, you run out of helicopter. Dude, it's $1,000. I promise you, it's not a big deal. Like, we're not rich, but it's like, we're succeeding. We're trying to succeed. We're trying to make some more money. Somebody's like, well, make the home smaller. I am not moving my home.
Hell no.
I'm not making a smaller home, bro. Like, it's not even some giant gargantuan home.
No.
It's just like, dude, that's not.
This is our home. This is what we're doing. It's our stake in the ground.
Plus, I already spent 20 grand.
20
on
grand plans. Okay, go. You can change them.
Yeah, I already spent 20 grand on architecture plans, and
I wish that was an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's not. And so if you guys are building a custom home, shoot me an email. I'll help you out, or watch our second channel because we're going to go through the whole process. So far, we haven't even dug the hole. We haven't even done. We've done
the
one.
The silt fence was $2,000.
That's my
silt fence.
silt
We took
fence.
a photo with it on Instagram. I'm like, no.
That's my silt fence. I know people are going to be like, what about the silt fence? I'm leaving that mug up. Okay, I'm going to go. I told Liz I'm going to do an episode on the second channel, Fullerton Party 2, which we're going to about to rename and rebrand here in about a week. I'm going to call it like Silt Fence Saturdays, where I just get a lawn chair,
go sit with your friends,
drink an energy drink or coffee.
I didn't even know what that thing was called until we had to pay $2,000.
It was like $2,200. I asked my builder. I said, "Hey, so like,
can we leave that?"
I said, "Like, what do we do with the silt fence, bro?"
$2,000.
He goes, "Don't worry about it. Leave it up. It'll be fine for another 12, 18 months. It ain't going anywhere." But it's just frustrating because like we put our dreams out there to all of you guys, to YouTube, to the world, to our friends, our family. We've been talking this thing up for 6-9 months.
One of the first things we said to each other is like, "Oh,
what about the silt fence?" Because now the irony is like every day we're gonna go visit the property to mow it. It's going to remind me, and it's like, it's going to piss me off. It already pisses me off thinking about it.
Yeah, because there's a tree around it now.
It makes me pissed off thinking about I'm going to get pissed off 26 times this next summer.
Can I put a wildflower field in? They don't have to trim it.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, you're not putting wildflowers or sunflowers.
I can already hear you driving up from Ohio.
I will literally Agent Orange the whole site, and it'll all die. I'm not having a wild patch of flowers. Actually, you know that land kitty corner across the street, or it's the next street over? We should buy that because then I can get a
wildflower field there.
Oh, dude, we can do whatever we want there. This is awkward 7 acres. It's like $100,000. No, but we could do it like a 4-wheeler track. We could do like lawnmower demos, another like pad, for the house, or for like the YouTube channel. We could get wildflowers. You can get a little raised garden spot, like a farm area. What do you think? Caleb Allman, I was listening to Allman podcast. He said buy land as an investment. He's like, I have a friend that has some money sitting around, and maybe I told him to go buy some land. The Caleb was like being like really roundabout. That's like me. It's me. Oh. I was like, because I was venting to Caleb a month ago. I'm like, everything is so expensive. Everything is bullshit. And I'm just, but it's, I don't know. So if you guys, I don't know. I guess that's my encouraging word. That even the Fullertons, we have L's, and it's so weird because like this whole year you'd think like a win with a win with a win with a win would stack out to be a win for the year.
A win plus a win plus a win equals lose.
For real though. And I don't care. I just do not care anymore to like sugarcoat the truth that what's happening in the economy is not working. And if you want to try to present your stats, your figures, go start a podcast. People listen to you. But the reality is that people are listening to what we have to say because we're doing it, we're living it, and it's real life, and it's boots on the ground stuff. When I look at the gas pump and it's $4 a gallon, and lumber's, $20, $30, $50, $1,000 more for a home build, or a couple $100,000. Nobody's going to argue with me. And the man with an opinion is never going to be or the man with wisdom or experience is never going to be at the mercy of a man with an opinion. Mm-hmm. I just don't even give a crap anymore to hear it out. I'm not even being nice anymore. I'm not going to even just pretend like to be friends with something like that. One of my things for 2022, and we're going to actually write all of our goals out here in the next couple of days because you got this huge new cool calendar that we're going to be rocking with. The calendar, is one of my goals for 2022 is eliminate all negativity, all negative people. I'm not having any more fake friends. I'm not having any more fake, I got to be nice to you kind of stuff. It's literally zero tolerance policy in my life because I need to be 100% focused to make sure that I can take care of my family at the highest level. And so many of you guys listening in are in the same boat, man. Like you've like tolerated some things and some people in your life. I'm just done with it. It's scorched earth. My family needs to win at the highest level. I'm gonna help you guys win at the highest level, and I'm just getting so fired up. So, other people are winning out there. It's good for them. We're gonna get ours for sure. Some of you guys, you've had some great wins. You got some good, nice trucks, and you got some nice equipment, some nice mowers, all this stuff. And maybe you didn't build your shop this year, or maybe you didn't get to buy your house, or put in that renovation, or redo the bathroom. It's okay. We're right there with you. Like you said, keep paying the dues, keep working hard. 6, 12, 18 months from now, you'll get yours too. And just reset, recalibrate.
Absolutely.
The appraisal person can burn in hell, though.
Suck it.
They can literally suck it, though. I'm being honest with you. Like, they did not try. They comped it.
Coal for Christmas.
If you take the cost of the home plus the land, it should equal a number, and it came in 20% less. Now the land is already appraised, and the home should appraise for what it's supposed to. It's not like this weird ass like tree hut in like Portland, Oregon, hanging off the side of Seattle, Washington coast, like where it's like the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's not even like that. It's like a normal, nice home.
No, but 1 + 1 does not equal 2 anymore.
No. Well, so interesting. Quick point is that Mike Miller, he said. And I don't know if I shared this with you, but he had a customer that had bought a lot. It was $400,000. It appraised for $400,000. They bought
some lot.
Well, yeah, it's probably a quarter acre in Novi.
Right.
But they bought a lot next to them for another $400,000. They combined the parcel. Guess how much it's worth?
I think $800,000.
You would think $800,000,
but probably $200,000
came in at like $600,000.
Ooh, I would be livid.
Yeah, so so he was like, you want to talk about a good builder? You want to talk about somebody who's got your back, somebody who's hang loose, no pressure, right? That's Mike Miller.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this guy, and he hasn't even built our home yet. Like, he's the coolest dude. Actually, 1 or 2 people have already, from our podcast and YouTube video, are going with him to build their home, which is really, really cool. So he's known in the area, and it's kind of crazy like how big the world is, but also how small it is at the same time.
Right.
So one of you guys listen in, if that's you, let us know. I could probably ask Mike, but I don't know if that's like really my role. But any which way, he said the exact same thing. Somebody bought 2 lots for $400,000, combined them, and the bank didn't appraise it, or the appraiser didn't appraise it for the $800,000. They appraised it for $600,000, and that person had the exact same thing happen. And
what do you do?
Well, if you're an employee, you're screwed. And if not, I guess you're an employee, you go do OnlyFans. And if you're an entrepreneur, a couple like us, you go aerate the world and go get 20 20, 30 more landscape jobs and 50 more lawn care clients. I don't know, but lawn care clients.
Sometimes you get random accents.
Yeah, I do. But
this is the part of the episode where it's gonna get loopy. Better after.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. So any which way, I don't know if this is like helping anybody out there and encouraging. This might just be therapy for us, some couples therapy, you know. But anything else you want to leave these guys for a quick minute? If not, we'll button it up. But
no, just if you're listening to this and you're in a similar position, maybe not necessarily even buying a house, but pick your poison. Like whatever it is that you aim to do this year and you fell a little short and you're frustrated, just know you're not the only one, but don't wallow in it. Let it be exhilarating and exciting, because as a business owner, you have the tools and the means to change it.
That's great.
You can flip a switch tomorrow.
Yeah, go get yours. You can grow, you can expand, you can raise rates, you can learn a new skill, you can refocus. We're doing all of the above. I really sincerely want to get this podcast moving to help more people. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. Mm-hmm. And so I helped, probably 5 to 7 million channel views last year on YouTube.
Well, if everybody just gave us $1.
Everybody just gave us $1. Well, what do they say? Like you money is an exchange of value, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just need to be a person that adds more value to people out there and give more people more I was just thinking about that on the way home, actually, from when I got a sub. I was like, you know what? I just need to help more people make more money. More people have more time. More people have more joy, more happiness, more escapism, more entertainment. And take care of my customers, my actual lawn care business customers. Make sure they're happier, and take care of them in more ways, more capacities. And it just really gets your brain thinking. Like, you look around and Greg Witt's talk all the time. He goes, business owners solve problems. That's all we do every day. Thank God for problems. He said, there's the only people without problems are people that are in the ground. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, I'm going to look around for everybody's got problems, solve as many of them as I can. And if I solve their problems, what happens with mine? They get solved too. Right. So that's my motivation. And by the way, we thought like this in 2021. That's why we had a good year and we were able to pay off the Tesla and the truck, take care of Rob and take care of both of our moms and all that mess. But anyway, which way? That's what I got. So you good here?
Yeah.
What can these guys expect over the next couple of weeks? We got some other podcasts coming out?
I don't know, do we?
Yeah, well, you listen to the show every day.
What's your favorite part? The middle?
Favorite part of the podcast? I always go, hey, Liz, you see Monday's episode? Yeah, it was great. What was your favorite part? The middle.
What part of the middle?
What part of the middle?
The middle.
Middle. Hey, what's my favorite meals when I eat out?
Steak and lobster.
Steak and lobster.
Or chicken tenders and French fries.
How many things do you think that I like to eat regularly?
Like 4. And I just named 3 of them.
It's funny that you guys listen to the show. If you listened to the Monday's episode, I said I have 5 foods that I eat like a toddler, and you said
really
4.
Do.
And do we ever have to fight about food anymore?
No.
And did
disgusting to me. But
what did you have your own meals delivered on Monday?
Yeah.
Did you have your own lunch today, and then I had to fend for myself?
Yeah, I can't be your mom too.
Yep, that's right. And then what did I do for lunch?
You ate out.
Yep. Well, I had it delivered.
You had it delivered.
And did I get some work done at the office?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So it's funny because I was talking to Cornell Mack. I got to see him at Weingart's picking up his plow. And he goes, dude, that Monday episode was straight fire. I listened to it twice on the way over from Pennsylvania to Michigan. He was picking up a snowplow at Weingart's. And he goes, man, this black guy, super cool dude, Cornell Mack. He goes, my wife and I, we fight all the time about food. We are never on the same page. He goes,
the best thing we ever did was the note.
The shared note on the phone. Go back to Monday's episode. Check that out. I think you guys will really appreciate it. And it was straight fire. And I'm thinking about doing a part 2. I left, I didn't leave anything out, but after it, I was like, man, there's so much more I got to say. And I don't know, just having a good time. So, all right. Well, over now. The life is still good behind the scenes. We're good. Actually, the last little teaser or prelude that we're going to do is we're probably going to travel a little bit more the next 6 months.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, so even if we change nothing, we will be able to build in 6 to 9 months, no matter what. Nothing else changes. 9 months for sure, maybe 6 months, but we're super conservative. Like we don't want to even. We don't want to rush things. No, we have a certain like benchmark in the bank account that we want to stay above. That we feel comfortable with. That's our safety net. But I mean, we're going to be working to do different things and whatever, to make that hopefully happen sooner or what have you. But also, if we don't change anything, we still win. So why don't we take some time when we can and enjoy Emmy and travel a little bit as a fam?
Yeah. She flies free under 2.
Yeah.
Free chicken nugget meals, She's not there yet, but
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
But we I was talking to Britt Dowd about this, and just in general, and I said we've been going in 6th gear, running the engine pretty hard. I said we're solid. We're not like just saying we're solid and then we're like not solid. It's like blink if you're in trouble. But we've been going really, really hard. We're gonna like kind of downshift a gear, I think. With not like really downshift in terms of like how hard or smart or what we're gonna do for work, but we want to maybe downshift a gear so we can work in a different capacity, and we want to spend some more time together because we have went really hard in the last 2-3 years. I don't think our marriage like suffered from it. I don't think like that at all. Maybe you differ, but I would say we.
No, I like a good fight. Remember?
You like a good fight, yeah. I don't think that's really the case for anything that we've done personally, but it does take a time. It takes time and attention. If you're building something else, you can't focus on something else. Duh. So there's your rocket surgery for the podcast. But I said, hey, why don't we go spend a few bucks? Go spend $1,000, $2,000 a month, and go on a trip to Arizona one weekend a month, or go to Utah or Florida and Louisiana. Some cool places to travel. So we're actually kind of like putting together this, not bucket list, but maybe some places we want to go in 2022 and maybe do a trip a month or, $1,500 trip, buy some flights, go there back, 2-3 day kind of deals. Nothing super crazy. How much did we spend going to Harry Potter World and Universal that week?
Like getting there?
Like there back on the whole trip, you think?
It honestly wasn't that bad.
Maybe $2,000?
Maybe a little more.
Think so?
We ate a lot of food.
We did. So we got one of those like 70% off last minute fair deals.
Yeah.
There's nothing last minute 70% off. It's all retail pricing.
Yeah.
They bait switch. But here's my point. If it's $2,000 a month, I want to save that 10, 12, 15 grand for sure. But at the same point, I'd love to travel, take you out and about, take Emmy out and about, and just try to win as well and put some time back into our marriage a little bit. And we'll probably have a couple stories to tell them by Together in the Trades, which will be going on in
Nashville, June 25th.
25th, yeah.
Plan on coming in at least a day early, so that Friday.
At least a day or two.
On Saturday.
Come in a day or two early, stay a day or two later, because
we're
Nashville's
gonna do like a couples event on Friday.
Yeah. So and those tickets are for sale as well.
Couples
line
activity.
dancing.
Yeah.
No, we don't need any couples activities. There'll be couples activities back at the hotels.
No, I'm wondering.
Want to make a little baby?
If there's a
Baby
Waco
Nash.
baby out there
A
somewhere.
what?
A Waco baby.
I bet. Yeah, maybe. Statistically speaking, there's probably a Waco baby.
Waco, baby Waco. Baby Waco and baby Nash.
Waco, yeah, baby Nash and Waco. What if you have one which is a baby Waco and baby Nash? That'd be Dutch babies.
If you have a baby Waco out there, let us know. I'll give you free tickets to Nashville. I'm serious.
If you know, you know.
Come out of my part of the budget.
Who wrapped up the event? I think it was somebody wrapped up the event and they said, make sure that they said like don't let anybody sleep in this hotel tonight. Go get them ever.
And a couple didn't because we remember everybody was talking about it the next morning at breakfast.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I think there's a baby Waco.
Dude, you cannot tell that story even on the podcast, dude.
No, why?
Because dude, that's messed up. There's kids that listen to this.
Oh,
no, you can't do that.
Whoops.
There was some vocal people in the hotel, and I think it kept up the whole fourth. It's a marriage conference, but level floor 4 did not sleep that night. And we were reported to that, by the way. Like, wasn't us. We weren't on that floor. Wasn't us.
I was 8 months pregnant. It wasn't us.
Oh my God! I don't know where this is going. We should shut it down.
See, I told you this is the point. It starts to get loopy, and it's all downhill from here.
Hey, we'll button up right here.
Said that 3 times.
Yeah, no, but for real, I'll just say whole ball of wax, 20% off.
Code all in.
Code all in 20 actually.
20.
And then, it's not like promo code motivated or anything like that.
With a D.
With a D. Go back, listen to the episode probably 3 weeks ago with Thanksgiving week. That Friday episode was a banger. And but check out the whole ball of wax. I promise you. It's like normally a G. It's like $800 right now. But if you get that, not only do you get everything right now, but you get 6 new resources the first week of January. A little plug there. It's going to be worth quite a couple $100, and it's going to be really good resources for all of you guys that are growing and hitting those next rings and rungs and levels of your company, because those 6 resources that I'm putting together are literally for all of you guys that went from 1 crew to 2 crews, 1 guy to 2 or 3 guys, small, 1 operator business to 2, 3, 4 guys, or you're trying to grow.
All things that we're currently going through.
All stuff that we're going through as well, because we're expanding, we're growing, going to the next level. So we need resources for our company, get some better infrastructure and systems in place. So all these resources are really going to help you guys grow. You're making money if you're listening to this podcast. It's worth the $800 to get access to the $3,000 of resources and the other $200-$400 of resources that'll be coming out first week of January. So super excited about that. And then hey, check out our second channel. It's Fullerton Party of 2 right now. In a week, it's going to be a different name change, but at the end of every lawn care video, we have the little channel icon, so you can click through there and then go to the second channel. But give us a subscriber there. That channel's at,
we're almost at 10,000.
Yeah, it's actually at 9,500. It's grown. It's grown about 200, 300 subscribers in the last couple of weeks.
Just as polished on there.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. That channel's growing too, and that's at 10,000 almost, and that's actually a huge benchmark, like for a channel. So my goal is to take that to 100,000 this next 12 months, and we'll keep it going. So, all right, anything else you want to add, babe? No. Just say everybody happy holidays, because I'm not sure if you'll be on again before.
Merry Christmas. Oh, you're gonna kick me off before Christmas?
No, I'm not gonna kick you off.
We got like 2 more weeks till Christmas, bro.
That's crazy, isn't it? Wow, you're right. No, it's about 3 weeks. 7, 14,
it's
21.
2 weeks because I made my nail appointment right after.
2.5 weeks. All right, well, there you go. Guys, well, thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for listening to us ramble and babble. There's the transparency, and it's just us doing just being Fullertons, but...
Fullerton.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to crush 2022, dude. I'm so pissed off and fired up all at the same time. I'm motivated. M-O-D. M-O-D-T-I-V. All right. All right, guys. Well, we're going to kick it back over to Mr. Producer. I was doing the remix. He's going to be buttoning this up with some of our ads.
I can't wait to hear how he makes fun of me this week.
No, I think we're going straight to the ads, and we're out of here, too. So he's got to get to bed as well. So, all right, guys. Well, over and out. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. And, guys, thanks for listening. And thanks for always encouraging us, praying for us, supporting us as well. We super appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. And we're out there praying and hoping that you guys get what you are working hard for as well. So that's it. Over and out, guys. We'll catch up with you on the next one.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.